everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Night Show and Share. We meet here every single week, even when it's raining and cold outside, to show off projects that we're working on, something we've made, something that we've totally screwed up. We love to hear all the stories about how you've made your thing. We have a list on sign-up sheet outside the door, and the first on our list tonight is Treasure, who has a rose for Gwendolyn.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Treasure. I'm new here. This is, I titled it A Rose for Gwendolyn, named after my mom. She passed last year in August, and Friday was her birthday. So we're celebrating. I bought this little thing I saw at Dollar Tree, and then decided to trace over it with a skull and Sharpie. I painted the frame with neon reactive paint. So, let's see, tap it. It glows in the dark, black light. You can show even the other roses, all of them are. So it looks different in the light, or in regular light, than it does with black light, so. Yeah, that's it. I'm still working on it. It's not done. That's all I got.
What do you want to do with it?
Hang it on my wall.
No, I mean, like, what else?
I'm going to add some gold paint to this flower. It's a black, I put India ink on the rose to give it the black color. This was a rose I messed with. And I'm going to put some gold and probably neon in the this part of the flower.
Will the frame glow in dark?
With the what?
The frame, will it glow in dark?
Yes, it glows under black light. So see, where'd the black light go?
So like when the light off?
Yes, it glows. Oh no, not just when. It's not just glow in the dark. It's black light reactive, not glow in the dark. I have glow in the dark paint that I might put on the paper part. As long as it stays, I'm testing the black light paint or the glow in the dark paint to make sure that it shows up clear before I put it on the paper. That way the paper stays clear, or it still looks like this when there is no black light, or when the lights are on.
Is that acrylic on newsprint? Is that what that is, the painting?
The paging, like I said, I bought
The paint itself, and that's on newsprint, is that right?
no, the frame was purchased as is.
By the drawing?
The drawing, no, this is just Sharpie over what I bought. Oops, it's okay. It's still wet, so, yeah. Any other questions?
Can you hold it up away from the projector with your flashlight? Right? Now hit it with the flashlight. Oh, now too far. There you go. Now we
Thank you, I like that. Oh, thank you. Any other questions? Oh, also I made this chain was a collaborative effort too. Let's see. Amanda helped me attach this piece to my chain. And a good friend of mine made the handcuffs, well, painted the handcuffs. Not attached to the chain. Cool? Cool. Also, it was Sam's birthday the same day as my mom's birthday, so wish her happy birthday. Thank you.
Next on the list, we have Erin, who has a modular spiral egg tower.
All right, some assembly required. So this is something I made for my wife. It's a modular egg tower that I wanted to be able to install different segments depending on where it was going to be stored and how many eggs we wanted to put in it. It's 3D printed, so this is the base of the tower. There's inset magnets, and then there's these centering pins to kind of help everything line up. And then they just kind of assemble like so. And then just a cap for a good measure. And then I didn't bring real eggs, but you know, you can see what it looks like with.
Put it on the thing.
Oh yeah, that would make it easier to see. There we go.
There's a lot of cords. There.
Yeah,
Okay.
there. So yeah, we just take an egg and then they just kind of slide in place, and these segments stack so you can have as many or few as you want. And then the main purpose for this was to fit in the refrigerator and take advantage of the vertical space instead of having, you know, like 24 eggs in one of the big, you know, things that takes up a whole shelf. This way it takes up a lot less footprint. And this will hold about 24 eggs in this configuration right here. And then this is a kind of a cross-section of the 3D model. So you can kind of just see how this all fit together. Yeah, this was just done with parametric design, and then, yeah, 3D printed in the 4 sections. It took about probably 2 days worth of printing to print it all up, but and then I probably put in about, I don't know, maybe 10 hours in tweaking the design, trying to get it to work with both small eggs and large eggs and everything in between. And then I have a picture with it somewhere, just sitting out with some actual eggs in it. And then that's it for that. And then another thing I was working on, these are, I'm putting up Christmas lights right now at home, and I've been frustrated with all the little clips to hold the lights up. I've tried all the different types of clips you can try. I've done the hot glue thing. It never sticks long enough, so finally I'm like, forget it. I'm just gonna make my own clips. So I made these 3D printed clips. These clip on the edge of the gutters, and then they will hold the light vertically in place. And so I can just clip them in, leave the clips on so I don't have to reinstall them every year. And then they're parametrically designed so I can make modifications. Like this goes around like some metal piece around the flower beds. And then this version has like a spike. So you can, you know, just stick it in the ground if you want to do something on the ground. And then I think I have a picture I took this afternoon of what that kind of looks like. There you can see them kind of clip on the gutters. Oops, sorry. Not showing up real good. And then there's the one stuck in the ground on the spikes. So they have a nice like even spacing. And then this was just before I left to come here. You can see. Makes it look nice and neat and organized. And that's it. Yes.
How tall can the tower go before eggs start breaking when they get caught?
I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. There's enough friction on it where if you put like these fake plastic eggs, they go fast because they're not rough like a real egg. But I have put it all the way on the top on this configuration, and it'll go to the bottom without cracking or anything. But yeah, it reaches terminal velocity before it gets to the bottom. Yeah.
Have you done the calculations for the difference of totally vertical storage versus what this solution here?
No, I was trying to work with one particular part of the refrigerator that we had. I could maybe make the spiral a little bit smaller. I chose to make it larger so it's easy to reach in. If I lower this down because of the 45-degree angle, you know, to support the track. As I tighten up the spiral to try to squeeze more eggs in there, it gets more difficult to reach in and pull out. So that was kind of my main trade-off was ease of use the space I had and, trying to free up kind of the area, the footprint. So this is only like, 7 inches in diameter, so you can do the math on.
How many will it hold?
This one will hold about 24 large eggs. Mhm.
I was gonna say, what's really awesome about that? Not only is it beautiful, but if you load the eggs from the top, you'll always, if you pull from the bottom, you'll always have a fresh egg.
Yep,
It's really cool.
yeah, that was one of the goals was. Mhm.
Are you gonna put a string with a candle and a hatchet and put this as part of the configuration, like Goldberg?
A Rube Goldberg machine. Yeah, with you press a button and it does all the things and it like scrambles the eggs and, yeah. I'm sure my wife would love that in the kitchen,
Will the material you're using for your clips survive ultraviolet sunlight for a year?
We'll find out. I have used PLA for other outdoor uses in the past, and it's held up for 6 or 7 years and, kept its strength. That was one of the things I was concerned about when I first started using it, so how well it would hold up. But, of course, I can always print more if they don't. As long as they last the one season, then if I print, a few more next year, no big deal.
I don't think you'll have to worry about in August.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not gonna, hopefully not be 100+ degrees outside in December, All right.
I love that project, the egg one. I mean, I like Christmas lights too, but the egg is great. Next is Erica, and she has a tank top and leg warmers.
Hey everyone. It's a super simple project, but it's a long story. So the project itself is just a sweater or sweatpants. Cut off the sleeve, make it like warmer. So it takes like a minute to just cut the sleeve. And the sweater, I bring this one. That is also a long sleeve, and I just cut off the 2 sleeve. They are leg warmer too. So they are matching piece. It's like 30 seconds per sleeve, so it's pretty quick. But the story is quite long. So the thing is, I used to love to wear crop clothes for winter, well, for all seasons, but for winter there's a problem is the crop clothes, your belly is pretty airy. So this area is cold. So a lot of times if it's long sleeve sweatshirt or sweater, it's super warm on the rest of your upper body, and sometimes it will sweat, but your belly part will be super cold. So by cutting off the sleeve, I can have a more balanced temperature on the upper body. So arm it shows, belly part can be, and so the whole temperature is pretty balanced. And could have a matching leg warmer to have a whole outfit. Because by having exactly same the leg part in here, you could really tell it's a mix and match clothes. It's like a matching suit. But it's like super simple way to make the looks like a one piece of suit, like they're supposed to be together, and they're super warm. So over the time, because of the cold belly problem, I stopped buying the crop clothes. But since recently I started cutting off my sleeves, I guess I could restart to buying some cropped winter clothes and then just cut it off, make it warmer. Yep. And yeah.
Did you have to add any elastic at the top so
No.
they stay up?
No, I didn't, because the sweatshirt, it doesn't fray, so it doesn't really matter. But for sweater, it really depends. Like for this one, it it looks like it doesn't freeze. I didn't do anything. But if the sweater it will freeze, you probably have to do something to close it up, to sew in extra fabric, something like that. That will maybe takes another 10-15 minutes. But for sweatshirt, it doesn't freeze, so it doesn't really matter. I just like that's the shoulder part. I just tuck it in like that. Yeah.
On that warmer part,
Uh-huh.
would you possibly throw in like a hem of that?
Or I could, I'm just lazy.
No, I was asking you, like, with that material, would that work as well?
This one?
Yeah.
I think it will work. I mean, it doesn't freeze, so I can just leave it like this. But if freeze over the time, I will have to hem it.
Nice.
Okay.
Also like that project. I love all the projects tonight. Last but not least is Bill with his laser art.
So I'm one of the newer members here, and so I was able to take the class to be authorized to use Moonraker, the laser cutter for wood. And so I've been experimenting with trying to make ornaments or do whatever. And so this is the first one that wasn't a failure. So I've had several of them. If you look at the lettering, it's kind of blocky, and like with the letter E, I first had it, so I wanted to cut it out, and so light could come through it. But with the little part of the E, it fell through because it cut all of it out because of the nature of the letter. So it looked really weird, so that was a fail. And then the little mountain things, I had that so that I end up interconnecting and crossing over, and I had it cut all the way through, and then all of a sudden pieces fell out that weren't supposed to fall out because, oops, I didn't do that right. And so what happens is that now that I'm a new member, I'm learning Inkscape, which is our vector drawing application that's free, and it runs on Linux, which I've never, well, I've used Linux, but it was like 25, 30 years ago. So now I'm trying to learn Linux. I'm trying to learn how to load Linux on a machine. I'm trying to learn how to use Inkscape. Then once you get it in Inkscape, you have to upload it to the CNC machine. So then that's another process you have to learn. And then the steps on how to start up and do the laser cutting, there's a series of steps that are out on a piece of paper because me remembering all those is not going to happen. And so it has a step-by-step, make sure you don't forget. And so what this really does show us is that even though you have no clue in the world how to do this, it doesn't take very long. And through the group here, because Tracy, you've helped a lot. Billy, I bothered over and over and over again. I had Larry involved earlier tonight. It's a group effort to be able to get to the point where you can become self-sufficient, but we've got a good group. So that's part of it too, is that the camaraderie and the people within the organization are going to help you get to where you need to be to do what you're trying to do. And it's going to take you more than one. The other really good thing about this is it came out of the garbage pile. So there's a big can in the laser printing room that says, this is garbage, it will be thrown away, go ahead and use it. All I did on all of my attempts is use the garbage pieces, so it didn't cost me anything to try it, it just took time. So that's what I've got, is just a little piece of ornament. If you didn't know, I spend an enormous amount of time in the mountains, and I take a lot of people hiking, and so we try to give trinkets to the people that come because I make them suffer. It's a...
Is it metal?
This is wood. This is that birch plywood, 3mm birch plywood.
Well, you try metal next.
As soon as I'm authorized with the machine, that's the other thing about Knox Makers, is all of a sudden now, I'm a woodworker, wood carver. Now all of a sudden, I want to get in the blacksmith shop, I want to get on the laser cutter for the metal machine. I don't think I want to do welding yet, but you see where I'm going with this. Now we got a leather station that we can use, and so now all of a sudden it's exploding. It's just going crazy that there's so many things that we can do, and as my mind churns, I'm adapting to so many different areas within the organization that I'll be bothering people like crazy. And don't forget, oh, you're going to cover it, but next week we're doing sawdust clay
Oh, yeah, talk about
as
it.
a group project.
Tuesday night
So-
craft. Tell what
Yeah.
that means.
Okay, so what ends up happening is in our woodworking shop, as well as my shop and many of the other woodworkers, we use table saws, we use miter saws, we use a lot of saws, and it creates a lot of dust. Typically, we put all that dust in a shop vac, which ends up going into a black bag, which ends up going in the trash and gets hauled away. If you use the fine dust, you can mix it with a little bit of flour and some water, and you can make a clay out of it, and it will harden up. You can sand it, you can paint it, you can sculpt with it. I did a project with my grandkids last week. One was 9, one was 5, and we had success. So if they can handle it, I'm sure we can handle it as a group. We can do this, but, and if you're afraid of, you're not able to sculpt anything, that's fine. I'm bringing cookie cutters. Everybody can do a cookie cutter. Typically, I'd not had any problem with it until last week. Last week was the first time I ever had any mold, and I had too much water is what I think had happened. So I've adjusted, and that's the other thing is that because I played with this, I've got the formula down to a point where we don't have to experiment and play. I think I've got it dialed in where we just dump and go.
How much shrinkage does it have as it dries out? Could it be like pushed into a mold so that if I'm not a good sculptor, but I could make a void of something so I can make it?
I've made several masks, and they held up pretty well. I've got one hanging in my garage right now that I was playing and experimenting, and so what are you going to do with this? Oh, I'll just hang it on the wall.
Can you put some surface on it, some kind of paint it with?
Absolutely. Sand it, paint it.
Is the place sticky
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a,
if you wanted to overlay something else on it?
oh, like you say, if you had a styrofoam ball, can you put it in kind of like what you would do with clay and this? I think you could get away with it. I've never tried it personally, but I think you could get away with it. And the thing about it is, sawdust, we have barrels, not a problem. Flour, it's on sale right now because it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. Every store is running flour on sale. And then we have water. So the expense involved to try this, we can experiment and try multiple different things. If it works, great. If it don't, oh well. We know not to do that next time.
What in the tree product you're using, what is it that gives it a permanence so that it just doesn't snap?
The flour. The flour has gluten, the gluten in flour.
And is enough gluten in there?
Yeah, it's stuff I've worked with has worked. It's held up. I've got some in my garage that's over a year old. I've got the mask that's 2 years old.
Do you use bread flour with 15% protein level?
No, I use the really cheap stuff from Walmart because that way it will have lots and lots of gluten. And so that's kind of where I've been going with that.
It reminds me of like paper mache.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, it just come along. You've got no expense, just a little bit of time. It'll be fun to play. You have a question?
About the hiking with the Cassie thing, have you ever gone camping?
I have.
Then you could do a camping one.
I could.
And hiking, camping.
Yep.
And add lines in the mountains to make them look like tents.
I could do that too, yes. There was one other question I thought I heard.
Is this after show and share next week?
Yes, it is. It's next Tuesday after the show and share. And I will have some thin slats so that if you want to roll the clay out so we can use the cookie cutters. Like I said, we're going to have it so easy, even a 5-year-old can do it. And then we can do as complicated or complex as you would like to be sculpting and doing. I'll bring some wooden ornaments that I've made to give you an idea of what you could do if you chose. We'll have paper plates because it won't be dry when we get done. So you'll have to let it dry when you get home, and we'll have some paper plates to transfer them to, so you can haul that home.
One more question. If you, say next week I bought stars, cookie cutters.
Uh-huh.
And I cut some out.
Yep.
How long does the base product take to dry out before I can paint it?
If we don't have too much water, 2 to 3 days.
Oh, okay.
If you add too much water, it'll be about a week, week and a half. hair dryer, the hot heat gun, and my wife and I were talking, we thought maybe even in the oven at 160, 150 degrees could speed it along.
Put some sugar on it, eat it.
You know, it's a high fiber content, it's hard telling how it will clean you out. But speaking of cookies, that would be good too.
Thank you, Bill. That was all of our show and shares tonight. We don't have many classes this week, but we have a very full schedule next week. This coming Saturday is the first of a two-part Raspberry Pi Pico and Breakout board. That's this Saturday and next Saturday. One ticket for both weeks. Next Tuesday, Bill mentioned the sawdust clay ornament. Next Wednesday, make a cutting board. So that would also be a nice holiday gift for someone. Thursday is lock picking for beginners. Don't use that to get holiday gifts. Next Saturday, woodworking 101, so if you need authorization in woodworking. And next Sunday is Byzantine chainmail for beginners. And I also I didn't catch the date, but I saw that Brian put a bandsaw authorization class up for this month, but I'm not sure what date that is.
Wednesday, the 12th or 13th, whatever day that is.
Wednesday, the 12th or 13th, whatever day that is. Got it. So if you want to use the bandsaws in woodworking, you can sign up for that. Tonight, we have new members onboarding. If you're interested in becoming a member, if you're a trial member, you have to attend one of these at some point before getting your key. I think I'm just going to make Bill do it since he talks about how great Knox Makers is. But if you want to stay for that, we'll have a short 5-minute break, clear out the room, and if you want to stay, just come back in here and we'll do that tonight. Otherwise, go out and have some fun. Yeah.
The stained glass on Friday?
The stained glass on Saturday is sold out.